Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. The topic of the lecture is oxygen dissociation curve. Learning objectives are: at the end of the lecture, the students will be able to explain the oxygen dissociation curve, describe the allosteric effectors of oxygen dissociation curve, explain transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide through hemoglobin. Your patient, a 70-year-old man, presented to the emergency department following a house fire. Smoke rose through the floors and windows, and the patient was exposed to significant smoke inhalation. The man arrived at hospital drowsy and less responsive. Initial blood pressure was 139/84 pulse, 74 beats per minute. Arterial blood gas analysis showed pH 7.4, partial pressure oxygen 10.1 kilopascal, and partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 5.46 kilopascal. At the end of the lecture, students will be able to diagnose this case. Now, in the previous lecture, students, I told you about the two conformations of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin present in relaxed state and tense state. Oxygen has higher affinity for hemoglobin in the relaxed state. Tense state is predominant conformation of deoxyhemoglobin. Oxygen dissociation curve. Now, what is oxygen dissociation curve? The ability of hemoglobin to load and unload oxygen at physiological partial pressure of oxygen is explained by oxygen dissociation curve. Hemoglobin must bind oxygen efficiently in the lungs, where the partial pressure of oxygen is very high, that is 100 millimeter of mercury, and release oxygen in tissues where the partial pressure of oxygen is very low, that is 40 millimeter of mercury. Here you see that the sigmoidal shape of the oxygen dissociation curve for hemoglobin. The shape of the curve of hemoglobin is sigmoidal. So this shape is due to allosteric effect or cooperativity. Now students, what do you mean by cooperativity? The binding of first oxygen molecule to hemoglobin increases the affinity of the remaining subunits for oxygen molecules. This is because the hemoglobin molecules change its conformation from tense state to relaxed state as oxygen binds to it. The sigmoidal shape of hemoglobin occurs in the hemoglobin because of its quaternary structure and the conversion of or conformation from tense state to relaxed state from one subunit, then second and third and fourth subunit increase the affinity of hemoglobin towards the oxygen. Myoglobin. Now here, if you see the curve, oxygen dissociation curve of myoglobin, it is hyperbolic in shape. This is hyperbolic shape. Myoglobin can bind only with one molecule of oxygen because it contains only one heme group in a single polypeptide chain. The oxygen dissociation curve for hemoglobin has hyperbolic shape. The graph shows that myoglobin has a higher oxygen affinity than does hemoglobin. Here you see that the affinity of myoglobin towards oxygen is higher than hemoglobin. But myoglobin will not be suited for oxygen transportation in the body. Why? because when myoglobin will bind with the oxygen efficiently in the lungs, where the partial pressure of oxygen is high, but myoglobin would not release much of it in the tissues, where the partial pressure of oxygen is very low. Hemoglobin solved this problem by undergoing a transition state from a low affinity state T state to a high affinity state R state. The oxygen dissociation curve for hemoglobin is pyramidal in shape. Indicate cooperative binding means although it is difficult for first oxygen to bind to the hemoglobin. Here you see that initially it's difficult for the first oxygen to bind to the hemoglobin molecules, but it increases the oxygen affinity of the remaining heme groups in the same hemoglobin molecules. Thus the binding of second, third and fourth oxygen molecules rapidly occur, as shown by steep upward curve. In this steep upward curve, this is because the increase of the affinity of the remaining subunits of the hemoglobin towards oxygen and increase the binding of the second, third and fourth oxygen molecule with the hemoglobin subunits between a pressure between 20 to 30 mm of mercury. It permits hemoglobin to carry and deliver oxygen efficiently from sites of high partial pressure of oxygen to sites of low partial pressure of oxygen. The last oxygen is approximately 300 times greater than its affinity for the first oxygen bound. Cooperativity also facilitates in the release of oxygen from hemoglobin in the tissues. The loss of one oxygen molecule from the hemoglobin lowers the affinity for the remaining oxygen. Thus, in this way, if hemoglobin completely transfer oxygen to the tissues. If hemoglobin behave like myoglobin, very little oxygen would be released in capillaries of tissues. Hemoglobin is an allosteric protein. Hemoglobin has allosteric sites or regulatory sites to which a factor binds and controls the oxygen binding properties of hemoglobin. Effectors either increase or decrease the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Homotropy effect: an allosteric effector affects its own binding affinity. For this homotrophic effect, the example is oxygen. Oxygen is the allosteric effector which affects its own binding affinity. I told you in the previous slides that binding of the first oxygen molecule enhance the affinity of the remaining hemoglobin subunits towards the oxygen molecules. So it increases its own affinity towards hemoglobin subunits. Heterotropic effect: an allosteric effector is different from the ligand whose binding is altered. For example, the binding of 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate, when it binds to the regulatory sites other than the active sites, it decreases the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Now, hemoglobin allosteric effectors are oxygen, which has homotropic effect. Positive allosteric effector means it increases the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Heterotropic effect, like proton ions, carbon dioxide, 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate. They are the negative allosteric effectors, means they decrease the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Allosteric effectors shift the oxygen dissociation curve either towards right or left. Here you see that if a right shift indicates the hemoglobin has low affinity for oxygen, and left shift indicates the hemoglobin has high affinity for oxygen. Bose effect. What is Bose effect? An increase in partial pressure of carbon dioxide or decreases in pH result in a lower affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen is called Bose effect. This manifests as a rightward shift in the oxygen dissociation curve. Bose effect is the influence of pH and partial pressure of carbon dioxide to facilitate the oxygenation of hemoglobin in lungs and deoxygenation of hemoglobin at tissues. Transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide by hemoglobin. Now in this diagram you will see the effect of partial pressure of carbon dioxide and pH on the oxygenation of hemoglobin and deoxygenation of hemoglobin. When oxygenated blood reaches the capillaries of the tissues, in tissues where partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high, here you see that in the tissues the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high. It diffuses into the red blood cells. In the presence of carbonic acid, carbon dioxide converts into carbonic acid. In the presence of this enzyme carbonic anhydrase, carbonic acid dissociate into protons and bicarbonate ions. Bicarbonate ions and protons. When carbonic acid ionizes, it releases the protons, which causes the intercellular pH falls down because of the production of protons through this ionization of carbonic acid. The intercellular pH decreases, and because the decreases of the intercellular pH, the affinity of the hemoglobin towards oxygen decreases. So oxygen released from the hemoglobin and they are transferred to the tissues. The protons which are released, they are taken up by the deoxygenated hemoglobin. The bicarbonate ions which are produced, they diffuse out into the plasma. An equal amount of chloride ions enter into the equal amount, here you see that equal amount of chloride ions enter into the RBCs. This is called chloride shift to maintain the electrically neutral in the intercellular environment. So bicarbonate ions, the 75% of carbon dioxide in the form of plasma bicarbonate ions transfer to the lung capillaries. Now after reaching the deoxygenated blood to the lung capillaries, here the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low and pH is high, and partial pressure of oxygen is significantly elevated. And because of this, the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen increases and oxygenation of hemoglobin occurs. Hemoglobin releases the protons. These protons are captured by these bicarbonate ions. Bicarbonate ions from the plasma diffuses into the red blood cells, and reversal of chloride shift occur in the lung capillaries. Then these bicarbonate ions accept the protons and convert it into carbonic acid through carbonic anhydrase, and then converted into carbon dioxide, diffuses out, and through the lungs it exhaled. So in this way the oxygen is transferred through RBCs to the tissues and carbon dioxide from tissues to the lungs. Now next, the effect of 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate. 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate is an intermediate compound in glycolysis in the red blood cells, and normally it is present in the RBCs 5 millimole per liter. 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate is a negative allosteric effector. What do you mean by negative allosteric effector? It decreases the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen after binding. So reducing the affinity of hemoglobin to bind with oxygen. In general, an increase in intercellular 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate is found in response to chronic hypoxia or anemia, when the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood is diminished. Binding of 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate with the hemoglobin results in a rightward shift of oxygen dissociation curve and more oxygen being released in the tissues. So 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate helpful in transfer of oxygen to the tissues in hypoxia or chronic anemic condition. Here in the graph you see that if you increase the concentration of 2,3-bis-phosphoglycerate from 5 millimole per liter to 8 millimole per liter, the oxygen dissociation curve shifts towards right. Effect of temperature. Hyperthermia causes a rightward shift in the oxygen dissociation curve, while hypothermia causes a leftward shift. Rightward shift means decrease the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen, while leftward shift shows the increase in the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Increasing temperature will weaken and denature the bond between an oxygen and a hemoglobin. Carboxyhemoglobin. Formation of carbon monoxide hemoglobin called carboxyhemoglobin. The affinity of hemoglobin for carbon monoxide is 210 times more than that for oxygen. Carbon monoxide is a competitive inhibitor for hemoglobin. Carbon monoxide irreversibly binds to the heme, thus enable the hemoglobin to transfer the oxygen. Carbon monoxide is a very toxic gas and it's high affinity to the heme than oxygen. It forms from tobacco, smoking, car exhaust and incomplete combustion in furnaces. Sulfhemoglobin. It forms due to high sulfur levels in blood. Sulfhemoglobin. Formation of sulfhemoglobin is an irreversible reaction. It reducing the capability of transporting oxygen through hemoglobin. This condition may occur from the chronic uses of certain drugs. Now, the review of the lecture. Sulfhemoglobin. Formation of sulfhemoglobin occur due to some ingestion of due to the use of some chronic drugs, chronic use of certain drugs, and high levels of sulfur form sulfhemoglobin. It reduces the capability of transporting the oxygen. Carboxyhemoglobin. It's a toxic gas. It has high affinity towards heme, and it forms from tobacco smoking, car exhaust, incomplete combustion furnaces, causes carbon monoxide poisoning. Carboxyhemoglobin has 210 times more affinity than oxygen. Effect of temperature. Hyperthermia decrease the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Hypothermia increase the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate. 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate is an intermediate of which cycle? Glycolysis. Its 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate is a positive or negative allostatic effector. Well, it's a negative allostatic effector. What do you mean by negative allostatic effector? It decreases the affinity of hemoglobin subunits towards the oxygen. When the levels of 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate increase in the RBCs during hypoxia and chronic anemic condition, the binding of 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate decrease the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen, thus oxygen transferred to the tissues. Transportation of oxygen through oxygenated hemoglobin and then carbon dioxide from tissues to lungs. It occurs through the difference in the pH and partial pressure of carbon dioxide and partial pressure of oxygen. As you see that in the tissues, partial pressure of carbon dioxide increases and pH decreases, so it enhances the deoxygenation of hemoglobin in the tissues, oxygen released from the hemoglobin, while in the lungs the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is decreased and pH is increased and partial pressure of oxygen is significantly elevated in lung capillaries, so it causes the oxygenation of hemoglobin. Oxygenation of hemoglobin occurs in lung capillaries and deoxygenation of hemoglobin occur in the tissues. What is Bohr's effect? Increase in partial pressure of carbon dioxide or decreases in pH results in lower affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen. What are allostatic effectors? Allostatic effectors affect the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. They either move the oxygen dissociation curve towards right or left. Right means decrease affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Left means increase affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Oxygen has homotropic or heterotropic effect. Oxygen has homotrophic effect because it affects its own binding. It increases the affinity of hemoglobin towards its own ligand, towards its own oxygen molecules. Heterotropic effect: protons, carbon dioxide, 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate, they bind on the other side. They bind on the regulatory sites which are other than the active sites, and they produce negative allostatic effect, means decrease the affinity of hemoglobin towards oxygen. Hemoglobin is an allostatic protein. It binds with the factors, and these factors control the oxygen binding properties of hemoglobin. Cooperativity. What is cooperativity? Cooperativity means the binding of first oxygen molecules increase the affinity of the second, third and fourth oxygen molecules towards the hemoglobin subunits, and this occurs because the conformation of the hemoglobin subunits change from tense state towards relaxed state. Myoglobin has hyperbolic curve and hemoglobin has sigmoidal curve, but myoglobin is not suited for the transportation of oxygen and to the whole body because it tightly binds with the oxygen, so it will not transport the oxygen to the tissues, while due to the cooperative binding of oxygen in the hemoglobin subunits make the hemoglobin an efficient oxygen carrier, and 98% hemoglobin completely saturated in the lungs, where the partial pressure of oxygen is 100 millimeter mercury, and in the tissues maximum transfer of oxygen to the tissues where the partial pressure of oxygen is low, 40 millimeter mercury, and it occurs because of the cooperativity of the hemoglobin subunits towards the oxygen molecules. Now in this patient, due to the inhalation of smoke, carbon monoxide poisoning occur. Okay, thank you class.